Hi everyone, hope you're having a wonderful Sunday and welcome again to another episode of Sunday School Unscripted. It's October, which means things are getting a little bit colder, but we've still got Sunday School Unscripted to watch and have fun with. It's going to be an action-packed story today, as we see Jesus and his disciples on a boat in the middle of a storm. What's going to happen? What does it mean for us? We're going to find out soon, but first, here's a song to get us started.
Right, welcome here to Jungle now, where we're going to be doing our song today. So today our song is Who is the King of the Jungle? And here's the actions that you're going to need to learn. So, who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? I'll tell you, J-E-S-U-S, yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle and the sea. Okay? Right, let's go for it now. So everyone stand up. Okay?
Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? I tell you, J-E-S-U-S. Yes! He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle and the sea. Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? I tell you, J-E-S-U-S. Yes! He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle and the sea. Splash!
Right, well done. Everyone did good there. We're going to try this again, okay? Here we go. Let's do this again.
Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? I tell you, J-E-S-U-S. Yes! He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle and the sea. Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? I tell you, J-E-S-U-S. Yes! He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle and the sea. Splash!
Right, well done everybody.
Today we're looking at Matthew chapter 8 verses 23 to 27. We're looking at the calming of the storm. Then he, that's Jesus, got into the boat and his disciples followed him. Suddenly, a furious storm came upon the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us! We're going to drown!" He replied, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up, rebuked the wind and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." These men had lived working on the lake all their lives. They were used to being on the water, and they were tough fishermen, And yet we're told in this Bible passage that they're afraid. Suddenly a furious storm came upon the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. They're afraid. And it's a serious storm, because they were used to seeing storms all the time, but this one has got them really quaking in their boots. Jesus, though, when they say to him, "Lord, save us," and they cry out, "We're going to drown," so they actually believe they're going to die, when they wake him up, Jesus rebukes them. That means he tells them off. He says, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" That's a good question. Sometimes we get afraid of things. Things terrify us. I wonder if you've been afraid of things even this week. And Jesus tells us not to be afraid, but to trust in him. So he says to them, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the wind and the waves, and it was completely calm. You know, I can't even make the bath water go still. I can't do that. I can't even command the bath water to be still when it's all bubbling everywhere and when the taps are filling it. But Jesus can speak to a storm and make it stop. Why is that? How can he do that? The creation doesn't listen to us, does it? We can't command the weather and make it rain or make it stop raining. But it listens to Jesus. And the reason for that is because Jesus has authority over creation. He's in control of it. In the past weeks, we've been thinking about how Jesus has authority over sickness. We've been thinking about how he has authority over demons. We've been thinking about how when he speaks, things have to happen. He has authority, and he has authority over his world. In fact, Jesus walks around like he owns the place because it has to listen to him. Now, did you notice in this story that there are two occasions when the disciples are probably quite afraid? They're afraid during the storm, but they're even more afraid afterwards. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him." You see, the storm had scared them, but the reality that Jesus could speak to the storm and make it stop, that was even more scary. Who is this? How can he do this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. Well, God wants us to know that the reason that Jesus has authority is because he is fully God. He is the Son of the Father in heaven, and he was sent down to earth. So Jesus was there at creation. In fact, it says this in Colossians chapter 1. Colossians chapter 1 verse 15. "The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him." So Colossians chapter 1 verses 15 and 16 are telling us that everything was made through Jesus Christ. So the Father made everything through Jesus. So Jesus has authority. He can speak to the storms, to the winds and the waves, and make it stop because he created everything. He is the living God who came to earth to rescue us and save us, to make God known to us. The disciples are starting to realize this now. They realize, who is this? They're starting to realize that he's no ordinary man. I wonder, who do you think Jesus is? Is he just a good man? Just a clever teacher? Just a religious figure to teach us how to live better? Or is he God the Creator who came to earth and wants us to trust him?
That was a great talk, wasn't it? It's wonderful to look at the authority that Jesus has and know that he has it even through the stormiest of times. To help us remember that, here's a craft. We're going to make a boat out of paper. Simply get some rectangular A4 paper and fold it in half. Then fold it in half again, but only so that you get a little mark in the middle. Using this mark, we're going to fold the bottom corners up to the line so that they make triangle shapes. Then fold up the bottom edge to the other side of the triangles. Flip it over and do the same, then fold it back and fold in both corners. Pick it up and open it out. You'll see that the corners overlap. You've got to tuck them in. Then fold it flat. From here, fold up each side so that the points meet at the top. This should make another opening in the bottom. Open it out so that the paper is square. Finally, gently hold the two sides of the top and pull it outwards. And there you have it, you've made the boat. To help you remember about this story, try writing a verse or drawing a scene from it on the boat itself. Well, I hope you've had fun today. I definitely did. We've seen a lot. Boats, storms, scared disciples, and Jesus is in charge of all of them because he made them all. Isn't that great to know? That's the end of our time today. So until next time, goodbye!